Let the poor breathe. Make una let the Senate laugh, oh. Then they laugh. Quack, 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 quack. Aye. Hey. The number boy, we man, who do Nigeria this one? Ah, with this suffocation, they suffocate the poor. They not even breathe. The Senate come out with their agbada and their fat neck. That's all they can be. They can't laugh like this. Okay. Let the poor breathe. Ah! Who do now? Who do una? My people, now welcome back again to Bod TV board. I dey vex. This slogan, let the poor breathe, because of oil subsidy. Money not get value again. The fact, nobody they would was the exchange rate because it's alarming. If the rich they complain, then what the poor go do? Let the poor breathe. They say they don't turn out to joke. They say let the poor breathe. Now let the Senate laugh. Una sit down for una comfort zone with AC. Una we agbada. Because AC no, not go we agbada now. Una go dey sweat. Una we agbada put car for inside and they laugh. Quack, 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 quack. Say if you want me the poor breathe. Say yes, I be nay, I be yay. Who does? Nigeria. In fact, follow Emefiele on. Follow the old thing where they happen around us. See Senate they there. The money where they carry, nobody talk. The money where they give them, nobody talk. Everybody is just doing whatever they like. Sit in jail. See, you see, I pray me the same thing not happen to Nigeria. Oh. I pray, I pray me the same thing not happen for our country, oh. Because we don't the waka they go there small now. We don't the waka they go because this is not democracy. Even Sef Vincent Adodo, the man say the judiciary is corrupt. The man say, okay, if the judiciary not get something to do with this whole thing, if the judiciary is not taking order from above, why it be say DSS no obey judiciary? My people want to think this matter. Judiciary talk something, DSS snub wetin they talk. In fact, for the 3 tiers of government, DSS they don't get where they find themselves. They don't dare anywhere. Judiciary talk. In fact, this is really, I don't know. I don't just know. This is not a government. This is not government. We dey cry about Buhari. We never will see something. I don't say anywhere Buhari then I go they jump up, they drink pop champagne, pop champagne. The guy go they happy. Because you go see him say, when he did that, they say Buhari is too dull. Buhari is bad. Buhari government is bad. Good luck did that time. It's too slow. This one, what's not talk? Everybody mutes. Nobody they talk again. Everybody don't tire. God. I don't know where they go. If you can't job, go ahead and call you with in the comfort of your home. You wear face cap. You carry phone like this in the video yourself. To the boss, what did they call that boy again? That small boy. Sheung carry a phone the video. What are UK for the video itself on Nigeria? Comfort of your home. If the video itself make Nigerian get patience, Yeah, if Papa go walk, Papa go do things, make una they talk. Because they shook your mouth, it not concern you. From the comfort of your home, you shook your mouth for Nigeria matter. Because Nigeria don't turn to our affairs, Abi. You don't turn to our property. There is God, though. They remember Jonathan's wife. Hey, patience. There is God, oh. Hey. He say pikin not pass. He go repeat. Una see him. I didn't say una know. Una for not let Jagaban enter. People when vote for Jagaban, you don't go better for now. People, at least even if you don't get any vote for who better, even if you read and say also, sometimes I would even wonder people go open their mouth say, true to God, Tinubu won this election. Hey, men, no, papa, grandpapa, they go come out for TV, say true to God, Tinubu won this election. Again, the one when they take the side or say, okay, if you really rig the election, why he lose for his state? Eh? If he lose for his state, means say they don't even like him. That's the truth. Oh. If you lose for his state, which means you don't even win for another state. Because to start with, everybody will fair win your own state. Fair love your people fair love you first. That's where it's grown from. They say charity begins at home. At least so people go know you first, love you. Then that love go extend, go other places, other region. No, your own people, Hey, your own people deny you. Your own people, you don't win your own states at all. Then how come you win other states? They'll come and say, if Tinubu actually read this election, why did he not? Why did he lose in his states? Why he not go lose for his state? Because he did not win. He did not win. He did not win. Can you imagine? A convoy, they say a convoy long from here. Every day, you're not seeing Nassau Rock. You inconvenience your others with your own convoy. They intimidate. That's the best word I can say. You intimidate others with your convoy. 30 minutes to walk. You dey house, so they don't stop traffic. They wait for you. Make you enter your car. Make you enter your convoy. Then people go, they wait for you. Which kind of go? Even military go do this one. Which kind of government be this? So you can't pass. Go your Aso Rock because you don't want to stay for there. Because they never furnish them to your taste. Or you they fear. I don't know until they do you. Okay. Then you can't close from work again. The same thing. You can see people can stay stationary because they just stay. They wait for you. Not be honored presidents. We see them say that day they waka, they go walk. A old African person like us see them for road. They say, it's not Holland. Now you hold Holland gidigba. This one number one person for Holland though. If they would tell you, bye, I'm walking to work. They would ride bicycle. That's humility. Come try for Nigeria now. Now they intimidate people with money, with cars, with lifestyle, with children, with wives, God, everything. They will come and say, let the poor breathe. That's your own slogan now. Then the Senate come they laugh over this. What a shame. What a disgrace. My people, I dey vex. Today I not laugh. I strong my face. This is not good at all. This is really, 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 really bad. Bad. Let the poor breathe and let the Senate laugh. What a shame. Odame Bologbe. Nigeria is not a country. And Nigeria is not a country at all. This whole thing we all see so. No, it's bad. In fact, it's bad. May God help us. I will let you the video play, my people. It's on a Bod TV board. Don't forget to share this video. Watch on to the end. God bless you. Bye-bye.
My additional prayer is taken from the speech of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that says, let the poor breathe. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let the poor breathe. That is my additional prayer.
Your prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. And those who are against say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe. Let me...
But when the oppressors use those same words, it becomes a word that ought to be banned. The people who are using these words, it almost seems like a mocking statement to those who are feeling the heat of this hardship. And so whilst it might be said to be funny, and, you know, I mean, senators have also let the senators laugh, if wanted to put that statement. It's again, I'm going back to that word, being insensitive and being out of touch with what people are feeling. It is not funny. It is a serious issue. And what we're looking forward to them doing is looking for solutions or ways to help and going back to their constituents and perhaps doing things to help them and making positive statements and not laughing, as it were, at the predicament of Nigerians. Yes, let's laugh, it's funny, but please, in that house, we are in dire situations at the moment. We don't want to see them laughing and making jokes about the sufferings of Nigerians,
Absolutely.
unfortunately.
Rufai, the poor must be allowed to breathe.
I don't know what is so funny about a bunch of guys that got 70 billion while others didn't get anything. And I don't know what's funny about a bunch of guys that are constantly fleece this country with everything they have or this country has to give to them. And I don't know what's funny about a bunch of guys that just sit up there, earn big fat salaries that they don't know how much, or they can't even state how much, and they collect over 100 and something billion every year to run a bunch of less than 500 guys. And they sit down there and mock the poor people of this country that they steal from every single day. So I don't know what's funny about that. I mean, it's just reflective of the insensitivity of this bunch of guys. Their fat, over-bloated pockets with their fat babarigas and regalias, and they laugh at the insensitivity of the pain of Nigerians. But I've got news for them. If only they know how many people have been sacked this week alone because companies can't afford to pay them increased salaries. If only they know how many people that have now packed their cars and trekked the streets of Lagos. If only they know how many people that they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. If only they know how many people that because they cannot get Forex, their businesses can't move forward again. If only they know the pain, the people are suffering, people that can't pay for their medical bills and they die on the daily in this country. They would not be making such very, very funny jokes about the poverty and the plight of people. Only to think they're there to represent you and I. Really, senators, let us breathe. It's not funny.
Yeah, but the resolution that they passed that day was a good one. They moved against the electricity hike.
Okay. What are the details? Now that they have said the poor are allowed to breathe, what is next? Because many Nigerians are in their own George Floyd moments. George Floyd, the policeman put his knee on his neck and the man was suffocating. Many Nigerians believe that the government is pressing their neck.
Yes.
But the senators do not know because they don't go to the market. They don't go to the fuel stations. They have no idea how much a Congo of Gary is. They have no idea how much a loaf of bread has become now with the wheat crisis in Ukraine. So they really don't know. And you can't provide leadership if you don't have knowledge. So if the poor are suffocating, okay, it's not enough to say, let them breathe. Give us oxygen.
Absolutely.
Isn't that the thing to do?
Absolutely.
So what kind of oxygen are they proposing? We want a National Assembly that is not an extension of all these skits. They can't be doing skits in the National Assembly. If you let them leave that to people who are in BB Niger and all these Hollywood people who are busy on Nollywood people who are busy on Instagram. You turn the Red Chamber, the Senate of the Federal Republic, into a skit-making arena.
Yes.
No, that's embarrassing. The job of the lawmakers is to make laws for good governance. So now that they say they will let the poor breathe, what are they proposing? What suggestions are they giving? What are the ideas? This is the question. Right. That is what Nigerians can relate to, not Baba Salah moment in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. After all, we call them distinguished. You should act in a distinguished manner and not turn that our national space into a Baba Salah arena.
The president's son, Seyi Tinubu, in a video that has now gone viral, assured Nigerians that his father will not fail in his duties. As the president of the country, he also urged Nigerians to remain steadfast, adding that Tinubu is the hope that all Nigerians have been yearning for.
I want to say thank you so much for everything you do. I want to say thank you for the faith you have in our president. And I guarantee you, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not fail. Nigeria, the hope that we've been looking for and hoping for is here. The president that we've all wanted is here.
Well, the son will always praise his father, but this video is coming at a very wrong time. A lot of Nigerians have, shared their feelings on this video. This is from Daniel Rega, who wrote, Tinubu's son, Sheyi, is mocking Nigerians. Those words of encouragement are nothing but an insult. Everyone, including himself, knows that majority of Nigerians aren't supporting Tinubu or the APC, especially after the hardship this regime brought by the removal of the fuel subsidy. Well, another Twitter user there goes, Sheyi Tinubu did well to address us and restore our hope. My only concern is that he didn't talk about some pressing issues. He only said we should keep hope alive, that the shege will reduce. Thank you, sir, for renewing our hope. Over to you, Rufai.
I mean, Oji, yes, he will say that. I mean, what do you expect him to say about his father, that he believes his father will do well? You see, but the truth is, words, yes, are good, but there's a difference between words and action. As we speak today, his father is not doing well. I'm sorry to say. This is not what he promised. There's too much hardship, there's too much pain in the land. And you see, the thing is, I think it was Francis Bacon that said, if my memory serves me right, that hope is a good breakfast, but it's a bad supper. It's a very terrible supper. You eat hope in the morning, will you eat it in the night? No. What we want President Tinubu to do is to show actions. Let's see growth. Let's see easing of the pains of people. Let's see him catering to the needs of Nigerians. That's all we want. But his son will do a video like this. Yeah. And for the second story, I don't know why all the things they mocked President Jonathan for are the things they are now doing. You remember the days of, if President Jonathan's wife, Dame Patience Jonathan, came to Lagos to do anything, there's going to be traffic everywhere. But look at President Tinubu. This story is saying here that because he still lives from his home to the villa, you can see the hardship people are going through, 30 minutes in their commute time every day because of this. I don't think this is good enough.
It's not fair.
I think they should look for a better way around that commute that's not going to hamper, the livelihoods and development of people. The hardship is so much already. Rather than now taking 30 minutes out of their time, we just want the country to do well. And I keep asking, that's not too much to ask for you to wish your country well. If President Tinubu does well today, I will be the person to blow his trumpet and say he has done well. But today, he's not doing well. The economy is at an all-time low. Every economic indicator doesn't look well for Nigeria. There's hardship, there's pain in the land. And coupled with that, this protocol hardship now, they are taking, and I don't know, are they still fixing the Aso Rock?
Well, we don't know.
We don't know. So we'll like Mr. Alake to respond to this.
To this video, absolutely.
You get? We'll like Mr. Alake to respond to this because a lot of us thought that he had moved in since the very first day, but that he drove in and all of that. We had thought he had moved in. So if the place is prepared and everything, and the president is supposed to stay there and he's not moved in and we're getting this hardship, then what's really going on? I want them. Let's give them the benefit of doubt for them to reply to all of this.
And I think you raise a very valid point, Rufai. I mean, Ayo, this is completely unbelievable if people are made to stay in traffic just because of security, not because of anything else. And it's every day. It's really unfair.
I mean, when the president moves around, as you've highlighted already, due to security concerns, there would be stoppage of traffic and other security activities around. What the challenge is when people have to face this every day.
Yeah.
We know how we brace up when we are expecting a presidential visit in different parts, especially in Lagos or commercial cities like Lagos, Abuja, where already at peak periods, traffic is a problem. Add to that, having to deal with 1 hour extra, so 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. So God bless you if you are going to work at the same time as the president and then you're stuck, irrespective of where you're going to. Don't forget that beyond people going to work, there are also people who might be going for hospital appointments, have flights to catch, people who have emergencies to attend to, who have to be stuck in this traffic because the president is going to work. Now, I have to bring this, of course. Maybe he's read The Spiritual Side of Aso Villa, as written by Dr. Ruben Abati. So he's a bit concerned about going to live in Aso Rock. That's fine, it's his prerogative. However, he can't find somewhere closer because One of the things we've talked about a number of times, Oji, is the sensitivity
Yes.
of our leaders to the people's sufferings and the plight of the people. It might seem like a small thing, but it drives home a big message. If you're not concerned enough that, oh, I'm inconveniencing people well, at least I don't even go to work every day, but at least every time I have to go to work, then you should be thinking of solutions. How can I make the lives of people that I'm governing better?
Absolutely. Well said, Ayo. Dr.
A number of issues here. Number one, Asokoro, where the president lives, it's a very short distance to the villa. If you go into the villa, maybe through the back gate, even if you go through the front. So I think it's a problem in terms of what the security agencies themselves are doing. Our security agents tend to get really overzealous. Now, the basic point is that a presidential movement is a security movement.
Yes.
Whether it's in the air or it's on the road. And that is why when the president is moving and he wants to land, they close the airspace. When he's moving on the road, they line the streets with security, they close the road until he moves, until his convoy gets there. However, why I say overzealousness is that these security agencies, they will not just block a short part of the road. They will block almost the whole town just because the president wants to do a 5-minute movement from Asokoro to the villa. So that may be where the problem is. If the security agencies were to reduce the waiting time and to reduce the areas that they have to block movement, then of course maybe we will not have people protesting and complaining. But to think that there will ever be a time that the president of Nigeria will be moving and the road will not be closed here in Nigeria, that will never happen. Abroad, what they do is just short distance closures.
Yes.
I've seen it before, is it in Germany or wherever. You know, they will close the road briefly. Then once the president moves, they open it, they close it at another point. But here in Nigeria, when the president has not yet dressed up, they will close the road. If it is air movement, the president is still in his room. They will have closed the airspace. So that's why I say the security agencies are overzealous, even when they are trying to process presidential movement, which, whether you like it or not, is a security movement. Number two, the villa is the official residence of the president of Nigeria. Because as he is, it's not just Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's a property of the Nigerian state. And it is the villa that has been provided as his official residence. So the questions that we can ask is, why has he not moved into the place? Is it likely that they are just renovating the personal residence of the president? It's possible that they are changing furniture. When a new president moves in, they will probably change cutlery, they will change the furniture, they will change the curtains, still the same space, but they will redo it. Yeah. If that is the case, the people who are renovating the place, who are putting new curtains, new furniture to match the taste of the new occupiers of that villa, they should hurry up. Okay, number three is that President Tinubu has appealed to organized labor to please give him some time. Okay, maybe the plea in this regard also will be able to give the president some time, but let them hurry up. Julius Berger is on the ground there. It's Julius Berger that is responsible for maintaining the villa. Let them do quickly and renovate the villa so that people will not have to be stopped on a daily basis. And if they have to be stopped, they will know that the president is going for a function, not that he too will be going to work like every ordinary person every morning. That is where the problem is.
That report earlier, the DSS says it has done nothing wrong, nothing against the law. What's your reaction to that?
That is very incorrect because...
Did you say very correct or incorrect?
Very incorrect.
Okay. Needed to clarify
or rather
that.
very misleading.
Right.
Because the DSS is a statutory body that operates under the Constitution and also under its enabling law. Now, the suspended governor of the CBN was granted bail by the Honorable Court after his arraignment. And there was a specific order by the court regarding what should take place pending the perfection of the bail terms. And that is that Mr. Emefiele should be taken to the custody of the correctional center. And DSS, as a body created by law, has a duty to obey that order. And by choosing to disrespect the court, the DSS has violated the Constitution. The DSS has shown that it has no regard for the law, because by Section 287, Subsection 3 of the Constitution, every authority and person in Nigeria has a duty to obey the decision of the Federal High Court. And the order granting bail is a decision within the meaning of Section 318 of the Constitution. So it is just very misleading for the DSS to come out openly without, I don't want to use certain words, but to come out openly to say it has done nothing wrong is very misleading.
Would you say that things have really come to a head in Nigeria? I mean, we just saw that report where even the Nigerian judiciary is being, spotlighted, if you could put it that way, where the calls are being made for the judiciary to, like Caesar's wife, be above board. Apparently, even the judiciary is caught in this milieu in Nigeria where institutions are not respected, whether it's the police, the army, the what have you. Disrespect, impunity at every level. On the issue of the judiciary, what will it take to heal this inflicted scars on Nigeria's temple of justice?
Now, let me make this point. There are three arms of government. You have the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. And when we follow the trend of events, we will see that out of these three arms of government, the judiciary is the one that has the best self-purging mechanism. We hear the NJC sitting every time, disciplining judges, suspending judges, dismissing some in certain cases. It shows that the judiciary has been trying its best to ensure that the ethics of the judiciary are maintained by the judicial officers. And really, this is what it is expected of any judicial arm of government. So, yes, while we agree that there is room for improvement, of course, there will always be room for improvement.
Yeah, but the question is how much room for improvement, really, are we looking at here? How bad are things within Nigeria's judiciary, or are they not as bad as people think? Look, we've heard some would actually say that, look, lawyers know the judges that they can approach to say, look, can I, there's something for you and all of that. So it's a collusion of both the bar and the bench.
Well, the truth of the matter is this. We cannot deny that there is corruption in the judiciary, just like even in the other arms of government or in other agencies. We have corruption as a problem in the judiciary. And of course, like the question asked, to what extent is there a need for improvement? We will not deceive ourselves. We have a long way to go in sanitizing the system. Because really, if not for the fact that the level of respect that the courts now command have dropped drastically, I mean, one cannot imagine that an agency of government, an agency of the executive, will, without restraint, Brazilian desecrate the premises of the court, as like what was done yesterday in the Federal Court in Lagos. And it is very, very heartbreaking, because this is not the first incident we have had.
Right.
We've had that of Shiwore. In fact, that of Shiwore in the year 2019 was even worse. My Lord, the Honorable Justice C.J. Oma was sitting in court, in the open court, and officers of this same DSS were attempting to arrest Shiwore in open court. Why the court was? In fact, the report said the judge had to quickly rise to her chambers. So it shows that, contrary to what the DSS said in its statement that they are trying to discipline those involved, it shows that no disciplinary measures were meted out to the hearing officers in the 2019 saga. And that is why we have a reoccurrence.
Vincent, there's no point trying to sugarcoat anything. what happened at the court in Lagos yesterday was a brazen show of shame.
Exactly.
Now, speak to us about the possibilities of encouraging mutual respect between the institutions and agencies of government.
Yes. You see, this incident that took place yesterday has again demonstrated the apparent lack of interagency trust between the various law enforcement agencies of government. Apparent lack of trust and synergy and interworking relationship. Because when you look at it, the correctional services and the DSS are both, institutions working for the effective administration of criminal justice.
Right.
DSS as an agency has brought Emefiele to court, acting within its powers. And once he is arraigned, the custody of a defendant who is arraigned is no longer in the, once he is submitted to court by way of arraignment, it is the court that has the power to determine what happens thereafter, which the court rightly did by making an order. It's not just a statement, it's an order that this defendant should be taken into the custody of the correctional services pending when he perfects his bail conditions. So why the interagency rivalry between DSS and the correctional services? And we witnessed a similar situation, an unfortunate situation that recently when DSS also invaded the office of the EFCC in Lagos. So, like you have rightly said, government needs to do, there should be better working relationship between the heads of these agencies, because
now that the DSS has acted in this way, and you say, look, it's not the first time, it seems to be the 18th time that the DSS will be conducting itself like this. How does the law come in to ensure that agencies, whether it's DSS or any others, actually toe the straight line?
The law is there. You see,
but the law doesn't seem, it seems not to be what the paper is written on.
The issue with us in Nigeria as a country is not absence of laws.
It
is the implementation of these laws. The laws have rightly delineated the functions of each agency. In this case, the function of DSS ends at getting Emefiele arraigned before the court. And when he's already arraigned, what they need to do is to go and prove their case in court. So why then interfere in matters relating to his custody?
So can the DSS be prosecuted in the light of these events?
The officers,
by who?
The officers of DSS responsible for this act, of course, they can be prosecuted. Right. The police can take up the prosecution because, under the relevant laws, the police have the powers to prosecute these offenses.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.